tangents and everything between outside of it. I'm Sophia and welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to do something that quite a lot of people have been anticipating. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that over the weekend, me and my mum, we went to the UK. And I live in the Netherlands, so the books here, they're overpriced. English written books here are extremely overpriced, like it's concerning. So when I know I'm about to go to the UK, I often make a list of books that I'm looking for, and then I buy massive amounts. I already have 2 UK book hauls. I have one that was 15 plus and one that was 20 plus books. This time it's gonna be 30 plus. We got 34 books. No, we went all out. I do want to do a small disclaimer. I did not pay for all of these books myself. A few my mom paid and a few I paid. I do want to do a small disclaimer. I did not pay for all of these books myself. Partially my mom did and partially I did. Obviously I also need these books to continue to make videos and to continue to create good content and not the same old bland content. So I'm pretty sure that in my last 2 book hauls I did it this way as well. So I go off store because sometimes there's discounts and stuff, and then the prices just won't make sense if I don't go by store. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have massive amounts of piles like around me right here, and they're all divided in stores where I bought them. So we're just gonna start from the smallest to the biggest and then we will see. The first store that we will be talking about is HMV. If you don't know what HMV is like a music store, so they sell a lot of like CDs and records. Yeah, they sell some other stuff as well, but that's like mostly a music store, and then they obviously sell like stuff connected to music and kind of, yeah. But they also have a small book section, and they do have like 2 for a certain price, but I couldn't find a second one, so I just bought 1 book, and that is My Year of Rest and Relaxation. So this has been all over like Sad Girl Bookstagram. I saw this and I didn't know a lot about it, but I knew that I would probably like it. So this book is about a woman that lives in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. She has many advantages of life, but there is a vacuum at the heart of things. And because she lost her parents, she has a Wall Street boyfriend, and her best friend, they don't have like the greatest relationship. I know I saw this. I don't want to go too much into the book because sometimes blurbs, they just say too much. Like the amount of times I've read a book and then like guessed the ending because of the blurb. So that's the first book that I got. I think this was like £7.50. Yeah, that was the only book I got at HMV, so we will continue. Next store that we're going to be talking about is Waterstones. Waterstones is just like one of like the biggest like chain companies of books in the UK. But in London you have Piccadilly Waterstones, and it's like the biggest Waterstones I've ever seen. I think it's probably like 6 stories. And it has Charlie's room, as you obviously just saw. Like, I was pissing my pants at that moment. I pissed my pants right there and then. But yeah, I only got 2 books at Waterstones, surprisingly. I was gonna get another one, The Firekeeper's Daughter, but until we were literally in the train home, me and my mom, we completely forgot to get that one. So the first book that we got was The Devil You Know. So it's written by a forensic psychiatrist. I want to study forensic psychology. It's very close to criminal psychology. It's told as a story, but throughout the years of like counseling criminals and people like who are like labeled as like monsters, she wants to like kind of like show people that these are still like humans, and it like breaks a lot of like stereotypes and stuff like that. And it is a signed copy, and I thought, you know, if I am gonna study forensic psychology, I might as well take the signed copy. Do you know what I mean? And then the last book that I got at Waterstones was yesterday. It had a sticker on here, but all of them did, so like, but like I can fix this. It's not like the whole cover is broken. It's basically about the police is at your house and they say that your husband's mistress' body has been found, and they think that your husband killed her, but you can only remember yesterday. So, and that was 2 days ago, so she has to like basically give answers of what her diary says, but how reliable is her diary. And this is like such a mix of The Therapist and When They Find Her, and me and my mom, we both love those 2 books. I read both of them extremely fast, so me and my mom, we immediately picked this up. Like, I'm gonna read it and then I'm probably giving it to my mom because like, also guys, look how long my hair's gone. Y'all remember when I cut my hair extremely short? We're gonna forget about that, okay? Next. Hi. I don't know why I did that, I'm sorry. So this is the secondhand bookstore pile, and this is literally all from the same secondhand bookstore. This is the bookstore. It's in Canterbury if you want to visit as well. So the first book I got was The Serial Killer's Wife, and this is basically about this woman, and the police again knocks at her door, and it's late at night and her husband isn't home yet, so she thinks, oh my god, what if he got in like a car crash and something happened to him? But turns out she doesn't know her husband as well as she thought, because as the interrogation begins, Beth will find herself questioning everything she believed about her husband. They're saying he's a monster, and they're saying she knew. So they think that she knew that he was a serial killer. Like, that just seems like really interesting. Just the title so like intriguing. The Serial Killer's Wife. Like, you obviously always want to know, because like the serial killer, yeah, but like the family of the serial killer, like that's always so extremely interesting, I find. Moving on, I got The Husband's Secret. These are all so similar, it's like genuinely concerning. This is about a mother of 3 and a wife. Well, like, she's a mother of 3 and she's a wife. And she finds an old envelope in the attic that her husband wrote, and it says, opened when I'm dead, and obviously she's too intrigued and she reads it. He confesses to a terrible mistake, and if this mistake comes out, like, their entire family's life is ruined, and she wants, like, she doesn't know what to do in this moment. So I think it's kind of like that, like, do I want to ruin my family, or do I want to be honest with my husband? Like, what do I do? The next book that I got was The Other Woman's Shoes by Adele Parks. I already have another Adele Parks book, both of you, and it's actually quite similar to this one. Have I read that one yet? No. I have a serious problem of continuing to buy books and not reading them. Basically, it's like 2 sisters, and they're reunited, and they're like in envy of each other's love lives. Like, both of their marriages kind of fall apart, their relationship, but they're envious of each other. Like, not necessarily of their partners, but kind of the relationship that they had. So now that they're like both like single, they can kind of do what they want. But is it really like, do they really want to walk in another woman's shoes? The next book that I got is Body Language, and this is, look at the shiny cover. It's also a pretty floppy book, so this is good. So this is about Cassie, and she is a mortuary technician, and she's used to like cutting up people's bodies because she has to cut them up as her job, but now she has to cut up somebody that she loved, and the police were saying that this was an accident, that her death was an accident, but now that she gets to take a look at the body, she doesn't believe so. So I feel like she's kind of going to take her own route on solving the murder, and I think that's a very like interesting twist in the title, like body language, because her body language is basically telling like, hey, something did happen to me, but it's not like body language as in the way we know it. So those were all the mysteries that I got, and now I have 2 romances, I believe. So I got The Switch, which is by the same author as The Flat Share and The Road Trip. But yeah, no, I saw this, and this is basically about like, Lena is too young to feel stuck, and Elena is too old to start over. So they basically like, I think they like switch. Like, first I wasn't sure if I should get this, but like The Flat Share and The Road Trip, they're so popular books, and I think, because I'm a bit confused on this, but obviously like, I think I would rather be confused than know how it's gonna end. If anyone's read this, please let me know in the comments, because I can check the rating on Goodreads because my Wi-Fi didn't work half the time in England. The last book that I bought at a secondhand bookstore is My Sisters and Me, and I'm a bit confused because I don't know if this is romance or not. It's basically like the sisters, they're going back to their hometown to clean up their childhood home, and the main character comes across her childhood love, and I think they like are gonna rekindle. Like, I don't know if it focuses more on like the sister and the family or like the love interest, but I decided to get it anyway because it was £1.50 and I might as well. So actually a lot of people that do live in the UK commented under anything, or just like DM me, that I should probably go to the Works because they have amazing prices for popular books, and I love the Works, and I would always like reply like, oh my god, yeah, like the first place that I always go to is the Works. So the first book that I got was The Man Who Died Twice. It's a sequel to Thursday Murder Club, and I did read the Thursday Murder Club, but I was extremely confused. A lot of other people had that as well because the point of views would just get a bit like confused, but I loved the characters so much, and I did quite like the writing, even though it was a bit confusing like in general, but like I did like the way it was written. I did want to give it another chance, so I was just like, I'm just gonna get this one, and it was on offer because like £4.50 for like a new one. Absolute steal. And the Thursday Murder Club is like a bunch of people in a retirement village trying to solve crimes. If you watched my most recent video, so my summer reading vlog, you saw that I read Death of a Gossip, which is a Hamish Macbeth mystery. Hamish Macbeth mysteries are cozy mysteries and they're extremely easy to read. I think there's like 37 books. But the works has a deal which is 3 books for £6 or a singular book for £2.50. And there's always the Hamish Macbeth books. So I got these 3. So I got Death of a Prankster, Death of a Macho Man, and Death of a Traveling Man. I love these, like they're so nice to read. I often read them in one sitting. But yeah, I just decided to add these to my collection, and what they're about, it says in the title. Then I got both Book Lovers and You and Me on Vacation. So last time at the works I bought Beach Read, and I haven't read Beach Read yet. So in the summer vacation I am obviously going to Greece and I want to take Beach Read with me because I want to read it on the beach. I'm basic like that, I'm sorry. I saw so many people talk about these books and I was like, they're both £5. Like, I'm gonna read them anyway. And I know that Book Lovers, a lot of people were a bit disappointed. I don't care. The concept is so cute and I saw so many good quotes from this, like on Bookstagram, that I'm like literally like falling on my knees for this book. And this is a lot of people's favorites. So I kind of just had to. And the Beach Read cover is the same as these. Like, I do kind of prefer the other covers, but like I already had these, like this cover, and the works didn't have any other covers, so like I might as well. Like Poppy and Alex, they meet and they see each other like every summer because they're best friends. So I think it's like friends to lovers. And like, so the girl's like, do you want to go on like one last trip together? And then this is kind of the trip where they fall in love, and I think that's such a cute concept. And then Book Lovers is about book lovers. So it is about a literary agent and a editor. And it's kind of, I think it's like enemies to lovers. Yeah, and she's kind of like been through a lot and breakups, so she's not really looking for love, but she keeps bumping into like Charlie, but they don't really like each other. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like a bit forced, but I like that. Yeah, then the next book that I bought is One True's Love. So I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I liked it, but I rated it like 3 stars because I guessed the ending. But I did extremely like Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, and I did know that I want to read some other of her books. And this one was the top of my list of the books that I wanted to read because the story was most intriguing. So these high school sweethearts, they decide to move away together and they get married, and then almost exactly a year after their marriage, he goes missing, and then years later she's like fallen in love again, she's engaged, and then she gets a call from her husband technically, and he's still alive, which she didn't know. Then the next book that I got is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I was actually looking for Love in Other Words, but this one was £3. Jess, she, like her entire life, she's had trouble with like dating, but then there's this new matchmaking company which claims to find you the one using a DNA equation. So they basically like use your DNA to find out who is your true love. And the next book that I got at the works was Confess by Colleen Hoover. £5 again, absolute. They had like almost the entire Slam series, and they had a really big part of the Hopeless Losing Hope series, I think. But I knew if I started a series I would just die. So I decided to get Confess. This girl, she has lost like everything important to her, but then she kind of like falls for this guy in this art studio. Like she like is like, okay, you know, I know like everything is going wrong, but I'm gonna take my chance on this guy. And then she finds out that he's been like keeping something from her, and the only way to save their relationship is like to confess. Confessing it is almost like worse than what he did, so like he's kind of like, what shall I do? Then the next book that I got is The Roommate, and I didn't actually realize like what this book was until like I started reading it, because this is my current read, by the way. It's about this girl, and she was supposed to move in with this guy. Like she had a crush on him for ages, but they like never did anything, and he kind of like bailed and just left her to live with this other random guy, Josh. And he, let's say, is an interesting character, which doesn't really match with her characters. She does some stuff that she normally would never do. This is very open doors. This has a lot of spice in it because it's like the main point of the book. And this one was £2.50. Then the next book that I got is The Road Trip. Obviously, I had to get it. I saw this everywhere. I saw this in my local bookstore as well. And I was like, I really, really want it. So it's about this girl and her sister, and they're on a road trip to a friend's wedding in Scotland. They get in a car crash. Turns out that the driver was the girl's ex. And then they have to go in the same car, a road trip all together with her ex, which is extremely awkward. It's a bit cheeky. So it's second chance romance, which I think is really cute. And then the last book that I got at the works, which I'm so happy that I got, is Nick and Charlie. Oh my god, you guys know how much I'm obsessed with Heartstopper. Like, I still like post Heartstopper stuff on my Instagram story. Like, and they had this for £6. The writing is really, really big. In Alistair other novels it isn't, but just in this one it is. And like I was hearing so many sounds and I was getting so many spoilers, and I want to read it so extremely bad. So the next store and the final store that I went to is W.H. Smith. W.H. Smith is known for their buy one get one half price. Waterstones also has that, but not as many books. So the first book that I got is The Winstonauts and Three Dog Problems. So this is kind of like a series where the Queen of England, she kind of solves mysteries, and it's so cute. I think like this is such a cute series. Yeah, and this is the first part and this is the second part, so I obviously had to get both. This one was 2 for $10. Then I basically got these two. This one was just normal price, but then I got this one, and then the other one I got was this, One of the Girls, and this is a Greek island mystery, and I am going to a Greek island this summer. Every year we go to the same Greek island, and I thought, oh my god, I need this, like a Greek like I'm gonna take this to Greece. Obviously I'm gonna take this to Greece. Like, I'm just gonna read you the blurb. It's so small, and my brain is not working. I've been talking for way too long. A beautiful remote island, blood orange sunsets, towering cliff top views, and a beautiful swell of lies between friends. But who would kill for it? No, this seems like really, really good, and obviously like I had to find a book that fit the 2 for $10 and Greece. So the next book that I got is Summer Fever. I again says at my local bookstore and try to find it in England. It's about two couples. So Nick and Laura, they are the hosts, and Madison and Bastian, they are the guests. So the host, their marriage is kind of falling apart, and Madison and Bastian, like neither of them is really like being honest with who they are. While this like villa vacation sets into motion, more stuff starts to come out and more stuff starts to kind of get fucked. And Summer Fever, like it's summer, like I need to read this obviously, like come on. The next book that I got is Lies Like Poison, and this is from the same author as This Lie Will Kill You, and I really, really like This Lie Will Kill You. Like it was scary as fuck. I could not sleep at night after reading it. And it's about these 4 friends, and they would have done anything for each other, even murder someone. One of the 4 has a wicked stepmother, and they want to get rid of her once and for all. But one of them like pushes it out, and then like the whole plan just doesn't go to work. And then a couple of years later, the stepmother is found dead. So this sounds extremely intriguing. Like, then the next book I got is The Twyford Code, and this one was just half price, so that was really nice. So The Twyford Code was once a world famous children's author, and now her only legacy is like a rumored existence of the Twyford Code. So basically, like in her books, there's a series of like clues that would like tell you the code, like the Twyford Code. Nobody knows what this leads to, but they obviously want to find out. Steve Smith, as a child, he found one of her books covered in strange symbols. He showed it to one of his teachers, and then she was like, I'm convinced this is the key to the code. And then within weeks, the teacher disappeared, and Steve didn't know if she was like alive or dead, but he really wants to find out if she's alive or dead and the code. Then I got Malibu Rising and Maybe Another Life. So again, 2 Taylor Jenkins Reid books. They were both buy one get one half price, so I thought might as well, and somebody had recommended this to me, so I thought I might as well, and this one just seemed really, really good. So this is about Hannah, and they're celebrating their homecoming. Like a friend is like, do you want to leave? And then she like meets her high school boyfriend. He's like, I can give you a ride later if you want to stay. And then she decides to stay, and then it kind of like stuff starts to unfold. And then Malibu Rising is about like an end of summer party, and by the end of the night, the party will be completely out of control. By morning, the mansion will have gone up in flames. Before that, the alcohol will flow, the music will play, and the secrets will come bubbling to the surface. And on the front, this is what really got me, a Sex on the Beach cocktail of a book. I am sold. You tell me it's a Sex on the Beach cocktail type of book, I am sold. Then the next two books that I got buy one get one half price is Solitaire by Alice Oseman. This is from Tori's point of view, which is Charlie's sister. I want to read all of Alice Oseman's novels, so like might as well. And then with that one, I got How to Kill Your Family. And when I was at the register, the guy that was helping me, he was like, should I be concerned? And he asked if I was American, and I got a bit offended. Like, I know I have quite a strong American accent, but you can clearly hear that I'm not from America. Or is that just me? So basically, Grace, she's a daughter, a sister, and she's a serial killer. And she's lost everything. She will stop at nothing to get revenge. And apparently this is kind of like a comedy thriller. And like, obviously I've seen this everywhere, and I was very, very compulsed by it, so I did. Then the next two that I got buy one get one half price is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Yeah, so Follow meets Ben, and he's an aspiring novelist, and she becomes like an inspiration for Ben for his novel. And then they like go on to like their separate lives, and they continue to meet on the same day every year until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling her the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of the ultimate plot twist of his bloody book. I think that's pretty interesting. And then I got Beautiful World, Where Are You? I read Normal People. I haven't read Conversation with Friends yet, but again, it was buy one get one half price, so might as well. So it's about Alice, a novelist, and she meets Felix. And so then eventually these four people, they're still young, but life is catching up with them. They desire each other, but they delude each other. They worry about sex and friendship and the times they live in. Will they find a way to believe in a beautiful world? And the New York Times says, my camera is about to die. The New York Times says, funny and smart, full of sex and love, and people doing their best to connect. And then the last book that I got is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Everyone knows The Summer I Turned Pretty. I want to do a reading vlog on this, and then see the Amazon Prime show. I know some people say they have to read the entire series, but I'm gonna double check, otherwise I might. But yeah, no, this was the last book. This was also buy one get one half price. My camera's like on the verge of dying. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still here, comment this emoji. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much, and leave any recommendations. I hope you got any recommendations from this. Enjoy your day. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I remember what I normally say. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.